Hey everyone, and welcome to Backseat Sports. I'm Josh, and that is Caleb. And now we are a few weeks removed from Husker football officially coming to an end. The national championship is right around the corner. We got a lot to talk about today. Today, though, we're talking Husker football and handing out some awards, tier ranking, the whole contributing roster for Nebraska football today, and it should be a blast. Caleb, how you feeling?
I'm excited to hand out some awards.
Oh man, the cornies.
Who cares about the Heisman? The outlet, whatever. What are those? It's all about the cornies right here, right now.
Amen.
And I cannot wait to get into it. And of course, we bring back our lovely tier ranking system with some new improvements.
So yeah, we got some very fun categories this time around. So this time, as you guys can see here, I got to change the screen real quick. So you can see we got the farm fresh corn. We've got the movie theater popcorn. The store-bought corn, the unsalted popcorn,
a little disappointing,
the canned corn, and the Iowa corn for our tier list today. So basically, how it's going to go down, we're going to go through the whole roster of players who contributed to the team this year and played enough snaps where we thought it'd be worth ranking them, and basically just talk about their performance on the season heading into next year and where we feel like they are currently sitting. Last year, pretty well received overall, and I thought it was a pretty fun conversation to have. It's going to be pretty casual, and we're just going to be talking through the guys, going through them. This might be a little bit of a long video, considering it depends on how long we talk about each guy. But without further ado, I think we can get right into it. So, farm fresh corn, we're going to go by the players, for the most part, that were the pillars of Nebraska football this year, the guys that we can hang our hats on, and the guys who really contributed, and guys who were excited about moving forward, very, very excited about moving forward as well. Movie theater popcorn guys, they're definitely good. They're delicious. They taste great. And they definitely are important for the team, and they have a lot of potential moving forward as well, if they're not already seniors. And then store-bought corn is like, all right, average. they get the job done. They get the job done.
Yeah, you're making some food at home, and you just need it quick. Grab some store-bought corn. It's okay. It fills you up. It's not everything you want. Dish. But it's okay.
It's fine. It does the job. Then you got unsalted popcorn. It leaves you wanting more, Yeah. And you're like, man, what if this thing had some salt, some butter, some seasoning? You'd be like, ooh, it'd be so good. But nope, it's just unsalted. Yeah, and then you've got the canned corn, which is, you'd rather not eat it, but it's there. And
it's there.
It does do something, but it's not what you want to eat.
It's low tier. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not what you'd love to see. No. And then you've got the Iowa corn, and let's be honest, Iowa corn it's the bottom of the barrel. That's as bad as it gets. You're like, no one wants to be in the Iowa corn tier. Let's just say that, okay? So
no.
With that said, it's going to be a spicy one. I think we can get into our first player here, which is none other than Xavier Betts here at the bottom of the list. So, Caleb, thoughts on Xavier Betts, and where would you slot him in here in the tier rank?
That's tough. Obviously, very exciting player. I think
young guy.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. The end around touchdown. When you say Xavier Betts, I think that's what floods everybody's thoughts.
For sure.
Didn't get enough catches or touches, I think, this year. To really put him in like a farm fresh category.
I'm thinking store-bought or movie theater, right? I'm pretty happy with Xavier moving forward, and he's again a true freshman. So much potential there. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, what do you think? Me too.
I think I would lean store-bought.
Yeah, I think at times he was definitely movie theater popcorn and farm fresh.
Yes.
But I think just if you take the overall aggregate of
the production,
year,
I agree. Okay,
I think it's store-bought.
Off to a hot start. So another guy here that contributed at times, and that's Wyatt Lure. He had a few moments this year, and an interesting player, younger guy, and there's some potential there, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Where are you at with Wyatt? I think it's unsalted.
Yeah, I'd say there's some stuff to be desired there.
There could be something. Yeah, there could be something there, but there needs to be a lot more he's got to build on this, for sure. So I'm okay with that for now. But he's a guy I'm going to keep my eye on moving forward to see what he can do.
Yeah.
So next up we got the man himself. We got the punter of punters, Pistrup, baby.
William.
Okay, so, he had his moments this year, right?
Yeah, I mean, when he got injured, it was definitely noticeable. He was fine. I'd say store-bought again, probably.
Really?
No, maybe
I don't know
unsalted.
if I'd give him.
Yeah. Sorry,
it's
just the last few years of punting's been pretty bad.
True. It's like
hindsight.
compared to what we had before, the Iowa corn of punting before.
Do we have Culp
now?
on this list,
We're leaning towards. Yeah, he's on the list.
Okay. I thought so. I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. All right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
I'd say fine. Store-bought's fine.
I would say, really. I think I'm gonna go. I don't know. I think I'd prefer unsalted.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Obviously, the punts can be longer and more consistent, and our special teams was bad overall in coverage, which definitely doesn't help out good old William.
No. So let's leave him in unsalted for now.
Okay, that's fair.
Which up next, another guy. He was there all year for us last year as well. Will Honas done a lot for this team. I don't know where to put him. I mean, I feel like I've been content with how he played this season. He had flashes.
His second half of the year
was nice.
He definitely, I'd see the improvement from him on the field. He definitely got better. And he had some big tackle games for us.
If he was coming back, I'd put him in movie theater. But because we don't know if he's coming back and probably not coming back at this point, I feel like I gotta put him in store-bought.
I think that's fair. He definitely needs another year. I mean, he's not doing anything.
And we've seen the progression from him as a player. I
get the
think about how bad we both thought he was at the beginning of last year. And then the progression from last year, the end of last season, and then into this year has been pretty impressive for Will overall. And I've been excited for what I saw, but I would love to see him in this team one more season and see what he could do next year.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if we're going to get that chance, But yeah, overall, I mean, Honas, solid player for sure. I would love to see him back. Man, I would love to see him back in the system, man. For sure. Oh my goodness. We've been going in some alphabetical order here. So we got the man himself up next, Wan'Dale Robinson. The homie himself. Absolutely insane.
Our first Corny Award winner, the Golden Corn recipient.
Oh my goodness. And we all know where he's going. He's going straight up in that farm fresh. And I mean, how many cornies are we giving away this year? That's the real question. Last year we gave away one. 2?
No, I think
last year we gave away 2.
Did we give an offensive and a defensive?
Yes, we did. And I'm very willing to do this again. Last year, the recipients were Wan'Dale and Cam Taylor. So who would you want to give the offensive one to this year? Interesting. I think it's time to deem our first Corny Award winner.
I believe so.
Of 2020, Wan'Dale Robinson. The cornies. Oh, my word. Yes, the cornhead.
Heck yeah.
The Corny Awards. Absolutely legendary.
Let's go.
Let it go. Yes. So we'll give the Corny Awards. Wan'Dale Robinson received his first Corny Award as the Offensive Player of the Year for Nebraska. I mean, no shock there. And come on. We couldn't be more excited to see Wan'Dale back and see what he can do these next, hopefully, few years for Nebraska, depending on how long he wants to stay around, right? Yeah, exactly. So, up next, another interesting guy here, Ty Robinson, who really emerged this season as a contributor for this defense on the D-line and how he played. Where are you feeling, Ty Robinson?
That's interesting. He definitely, we said it in our last video that the defensive line definitely exceeded expectations for where we assumed they'd be.
Yeah, for sure. Because we were coming into the season pretty scared about that D-line, and Ty Robinson was a big factor for why this D-line didn't look as bad as we thought it was going to be originally. I say it's store-bought or movie theater, but was he better than Will Honas or Xavier though?
I'd say so. I'd probably say so. Just
really?
No,
I wouldn't. I would say store-bought.
Honas. Probably Betts. I'd say
I say store-bought.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think he could definitely.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a ton of potential to be that farm fresh corn very soon, or even next year, if he continues to progress. So.
Yeah. No, absolutely, for sure. I think that fits him very well. So next up, we got Turner. He only played for one game, because after High Mace left, Turner came in and filled the role very well. You know, he's kind of hard to grade because he's only played one game, and we decided we'd add him in here, considering he's going to be starting next season. So, you know, it'd be good to talk about him. Thoughts on Turner?
I mean, he came in and did a good job, and our offensive line still looked good. Again, obviously it was Rutgers, but still, he looked good, and he filled in the shoes, especially for, you know, a vet guy who's been at that spot for, you know, what was an insane amount of starts. So he did a really good job, and I'd probably say, even though it was only one, I'd put him in that store-bought corn again.
Really? Okay. Wow, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I agree to an extent. Man, I don't know. I think I'd put him in the unsalted corn.
Okay.
But again, this is the idea that, like, you know, there could be something there if you have the right seasonings. And next year over an off season, I mean, I would expect him to be playing pretty good football. But I don't feel like we saw enough to put him in the store-bought corn yet.
Okay. Since it's one game, I'll give him the unsalted. That's fine.
Okay. All right. So next up, we got Travis Vokalek is up next, and this is an interesting one. I mean, again, who thought he would have been a contributor this year? I mean, I didn't go into the season assuming he'd be a contributor, but he honestly fulfilled his role pretty well. I mean, he's by no means like an all-star, but I don't know. He does fulfill a role that's needed on the team. Thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, he got some good catches there, and honestly, when you look at Nebraska's plays this year offensively, he had to have had some of the bigger ones, just because that was all of our big plays were coming from the tight end. It felt like so. He was definitely. I felt all tight ends were solid, but he looked really good, big, could block pretty well. Obviously not our best tight end, but
I feel like I would say unsalted again here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's a good spot.
Currently, a lot of stacked players here in the store-bought and unsalted. That's only expected considering it's the middle categories.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have the most people there, so that only makes sense. Up next, we got Ronald Tompkins. Ronald Tompkins is up next. I mean, we didn't see a lot from him this year. Definitely not a lot to go off of here. He ended up with 5 carries, but again, he's gonna be a guy who's gonna continue to contribute next year. And so the question is, like,
so much hype around Ronald Tompkins from the coaching staff, which isn't his fault, but we've heard a lot about him for the last few years.
Agreed.
Which would make me lean toward the canned corn.
Yeah.
Just because
I would agree.
So much sizzle, but
and not enough productivity on the field to really like back it up. So I can get behind that. I really hope we can see something from him next year, though. But so far, that has not been the case whatsoever. So Ronald Tompkins and Ramir Johnson back to back. So, man,
similar spot for me. Honestly.
I would say similar spot, but I might put him in the unsalted corn, the unsalted pop.
You know, he did have that. He's the one who had that really nice cutback play.
Yeah.
So fine, I'll give him I'm
okay with unsalted.
I'd put him in the canned.
Really?
Our running backs were hurting when Mills went down, and Marvin Scott did okay, but these two guys who felt like were higher in the depth chart really did not step up, and Wan'Dale had to come back in there. So I feel like they're kind of canned corn in my opinion.
I'm okay with doing it. I don't feel good about it either way, but I'm okay with putting them there. It's fine.
Yeah, that's my reasoning. There were shoes to fill, and neither of them filled it.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. All right, so up next we've got Quentin Newsome, who basically played in the final 5 games of the year, most of the season.
Yeah,
and played very, very well. I think overall. I mean, he didn't by any means flash, but I would say he's unsalted popcorn with a lot of potential.
Yeah, I was debating between either that or store bought, honestly.
Store bought?
I could almost lean there because he had a lot of he was definitely serviceable.
Yeah. I mean, and he's young, as a sophomore. I mean, oh man, I could go either way with that. Which one are you leaning?
I think I'd put store bought.
Really? Okay. All right. I'm down. Let's do it. And up next, we've got, Feldarius Payne. Very fun. Very fun.
Oh, very fun.
Again, he, at the beginning of the year, we were like, where's Feldarius Payne? What's he doing? And then he really came on the second half of the year, and I thought played some pretty good football overall.
Yeah.
He's so noticeable with just a long dread. You're like, oh, yes, Feldarius Payne's out there. And he had some speed on the outside. I was pretty impressed with him overall in the year. But again, would I be like, I don't feel like I was like blown away by how he played. I think he's on the fringe of unsalted and store-bought as well. Where you lean?
Yeah, there was some definite moments of where I felt like there was some mistakes by Feldarius. Again, definitely those flashes, but I felt like there was some more mistakes. I
would go unsalted.
Yeah, I'd probably go unsalted.
Agreed. Okay, so this is where we're at right now with everybody out there. We're rocking with a handful of players already sorted out. But basically, yeah, so next up, we've got Oliver Martin. And again, on the year, I mean, the production wasn't really there. We threw out the list. It's like, he had 5 receptions for 63 yards, along with 22 on the season. I mean, thoughts on Oliver Martin?
What year is he again? He's
a junior.
He's a junior.
Yep. Played in 4 games on the year: Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, and Rutgers. Well, he had stats in those games. He played most of the game.
Man, our wide receiver room was so weird this year. They could not figure anything out.
No, I agree.
Which definitely is concerning because we just hired Lubbock, and he's kind of like the wide receiver guy as well now.
I'd be leaning canned corn here.
Yeah, I'll put him there. That's fair.
Alrighty. Oh, another fun one. Nick Heinrich is up next.
Oh, okay.
And again, another guy who showed a lot of promise, and he's going to be pretty important for this defense moving into next season. Based off of who's going to be coming back and all whatnot and everything. So, thoughts on Nick Heinrich?
Yeah, unsalted popcorn for me probably. Maybe.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
Actually, you know what? Yes.
Nah, dude, I'm putting it store-bought, bro.
Yeah, store-bought.
As a freshman, to be able to come out and play how he played in some of these games, and he filled in, at the end of in the Rutgers game, he had how many tackles did he have? He had a ton.
Yeah,
he had 12 tackles in the Rutgers game, dude. Come on, we got to throw him in the store-bought corn, bro. He looked good.
That's true. Yeah, he was. That end of the year was very exciting, and honestly, again, I felt like our linebackers just really started to gel and mesh once a certain someone got off the field.
Oh no.
I'm sorry.
Miles Farmer. We're not there yet. Miles Farmer's up next, and before he got hurt, man, I mean, It's just disappointing that we didn't get to see more from him because he showed a lot of promise, a ton of promise in the games that we did see him.
Movie theater?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I'd be fine with
Northwestern.
Again, the 2-pick game against Penn State, it was huge.
I mean, I liked what I saw from him. I'm willing to put him there. You look at the rest of the guys. I mean, are you happier with him or Will Honas? Because, I mean, Will Honas had a pretty good year overall.
Yeah.
I'm down for either. What do you think?
I don't know. It just, when you look at just impact plays on stuff that won us games, his 2 picks in the first half.
I want to put him in store-bought.
Okay.
But he could move up. I mean, by next season, he could very well be in the movie.
Yeah, him and Heinrich, both.
Yeah. So Matt Farniok is up next, and he's a better right guard than he is right tackle. That's for sure.
Very true. Very true.
So, I mean, I would say he's either canned or unsalted. Right?
I'll put him in unsalted. There was, for Matt Farniok, just always how high of a recruit he was, how long he was in the system, what the right frame that he had. I think there's just always something left to be desired with Matt Farniok. And you don't have to look far. I mean, him as our captain and blowing that last drive for us.
With the sack.
Tough. With the sack and just absolutely missing his assignment. I'd say unsalted is fine.
Fair.
If you said canned, I wouldn't feel bad. But
no, yeah, for sure.
But
no, I agree. So this is where we're at right now for everybody out there. But yeah, pretty chill overall, I think, for sure. At the same time, and now we can head into our next player here, which is another young player who showed a lot of promise, Marvin Scott III. Thoughts on Marvin Scott?
Again, just out of those three running backs, the other two running backs before mentioned, when Dedrick Mills got hurt, Marvin Scott was a pretty good third down back on third and short situations, I felt like. And he definitely showed that he has potential.
I agree. I wouldn't say he was by any means special, though.
No. I'd say unsalted.
Unsalted?
Yeah.
I agree. Not ideal, but he can get the job done if you really need it.
Yeah.
Up next, another interesting one. Markel Dismuke is up next. The big hitter. Oh baby. I mean, overall in the season, I'm pretty happy with how he played. Even after the ejections and some of the targeting calls. I'm willing to put him in movie theater popcorn.
Yeah, I'd say that's easy for me. I mean, some of his hits were definitely popcorn worthy. And also, but yeah, the mistakes really keep him out of that farm fresh, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. Oh man, we got another guy, Luke Reimer, man, up next. I mean, dude, he was nice. You want to put him in the farm fresh?
Yeah, there's no other place for him.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no other place for Reimers.
I mean, after the unfortunate injury to Collin Miller, Reimer came in and fulfilled every duty needed for this Nebraska defense. And overall, the bend not break, big part in contributing to Reimer there in the middle of the field. He played very, very well when he was out there, and I loved it. And what are your thoughts?
I mean, he looked like a Luke Gifford 2.0. Just same thing, a lot of cleanup duty.
Faster.
Fast. Could tackle. He's gonna get bigger. It's only up for Reimers as he gets older and more experience in the system, and super exciting. Reimers was definitely in a little bit darker of a season. Reimers was definitely a very big bright spot.
Yeah, that is an understatement. I absolutely loved everything I saw from him on the year as a whole. Exciting. Of course, there's the mistakes that a younger player is going to make, but wow, he flashed at points for sure. So, oh baby, who's up next? Luke McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So last year, I think we might have had him in second highest tier. I can't remember. Last year, he was pretty high up. But this year, it was inconsistent, to say the least. And, we saw some good things. We saw some bad things. Where do you want to put Luke on this list?
I mean, he got 33% of our wins.
Yes.
As the starter.
Okay.
He's 50% in his starts. His runs and flash were great, but then they never utilized him in the second half of the season, which was mind-boggling. Just on how athletic he was.
Yeah, I agree. It's tough to rate him here.
It really is. We could put him in movie theater, I guess. It feels a little high, but
that feels high. That's too high. I mean, I'd be okay with stored bot, but honestly, there's an argument for unsalted.
Yeah,
I would say unsalted. Honestly, it was about as disappointing as of a sophomore season as you could have hoped, or a redshirt sophomore season.
I'd agree.
As you could have hoped for Luke. It also kind of depends on where we end up putting Adrian in the comparisons here for.
I guess unsalted's probably a very fair spot.
We could potentially move him at the end if need be, depending on where we end up thinking. So up next,
unsalted. Yeah,
let's go unsalted. Up next is Levi Falk, another contributor, an unsuspecting contributor on the season.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Levi ended up with 13 receptions for 122 yards on the season. A touchdown in there, a long of 21. I mean, he wasn't bad by any means.
No, he did well at blocking too.
Yeah, my initial thought is actually store-bought for Levi.
Agreed. Mine as well.
Interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that going into the year, but he ended up being a big surprise for us, and really was a solid player overall. So this is where we're at right now for everybody watching on YouTube. Woo. And so oh boy, Cade Warner's up next. Oh man.
There's only one place for this guy.
Man. Is he our first?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. Cade Warner is our first Iowa Corn. Get in the bottom category.
Oh no,
my man! Again, we've
said this
two touchdowns.
Times.
Freebie. Well, first one was a freebie, by the way.
You're
a captain. This year. He does all the things right in practice. Okay, but he can't catch a football.
He's a cool guy, and he talks to the media really, really well. And I like him again, but like, man, dude.
And he's excited to be there, but man.
The play on the field was not it, man. It was
How many catches did he even have on the season?
He had 5 for 40.
You're a captain of the offense, and you have 5 catches?
It wasn't good, man. It was a tough year for old Cade.
No.
Well, we go from Cade to JoJo.
Hey!
JoJo Domann. Right into that farm fresh corn, baby. JoJo Domann. Right into the farm fresh. Things you absolutely love to see there. What a stud. Absolute beast.
He's coming back, too. Big.
And he's coming back. Yes, sir. Thank goodness. We desperately needed it. Some good news for the Black Shirts this week with the signings, and JoJo. And hopefully we can get some more good news. I mean, we don't have official word on a lot of the seniors yet. So hopefully we can get some more news on those guys. Not much else to say there. JoJo was obviously a standout player for us defensively and solidified so much of this field. He got better in pass coverage this season versus what we saw last year as well. And that was big for us. And on the year, man, I can't wait to see what he does next year with this team and how he can play. It's going to be really, really, really fun for sure. Jack Stoll. Up next on the list here. I mean, we didn't see him a lot this year, and he was definitely better last year than he was this year. That's for sure. I mean,
he definitely fell down the depth chart.
Unsalted
tight ends. Yeah.
Unsalted.
Yeah.
Like you just wanted more, but like, he was fine.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. We'll go unsalted.
Okay. All right. I agree with that. Oh, another fun one. Garrett Nelson is up next.
Oh man.
And
Garrett, bottom teeth Nelson.
What a guy, dude. Garrett loves football, and you can tell that from every interview he has and how he addresses the media and how he plays on the field, man. He flies around. He loves hitting guys, making plays. I love everything about how I watch Garrett Nelson play, or how he plays with us watching. I mean, this is either movie theater or farm fresh.
I'd say movie theater.
I agree.
I'd say movie theater.
There was moments where he made some mistakes on the year, but overall, I'm pretty excited about him.
And just, I think he'll get some more snaps and reps again. As the year progressed, he got more playing time. He was super great, and just him saying that he wanted to play football and wanted to play another game, like that's just everything you want in a player. So Garrett Nelson, he's awesome.
I agree. Ethan Piper's up next, O-line. I mean, he wasn't like again, you didn't notice him much, which is generally a good thing for the offensive line. When you're not noticing the mistakes that some of the other guys are making. I'd probably put him in the unsalted corn. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'd agree. Obviously, you heard his name called sometime for, false starts or whatnot. Yeah. But still, unsalted.
All right. I can get behind that. Dicaprio Bootle is up next. And again, on the year, I mean, I think he had a solid year. By no means standout. My first reaction is either movie or store-bought.
Probably store-bought in my mind. He really didn't have another like step up season.
Agreed.
He just kind of stayed flat where he was from last year.
Last year, I would imagine we probably had him in like the second tier. So we'd be moving him down a tier. Is that, I don't know.
I think that's fair.
Is that fair? I mean, I might put him in movie theater. He's right on the fringe for me.
He did have his first pick.
True. But he did have some moments where he was getting burned. I mean, I'm okay with either. I think I would lean movie theater though. Overall,
okay. We'll give like the in the comparison of our team. Bootle.
Yeah. The tiebreaker. Like in the comparison of our team, he's definitely in a higher tier. Yeah. In the comparison of college football, you're like, well, he's a solid player overall in college football. But next up, we got Deontay Williams up next. And again, on the year, I liked what I saw as a whole. I thought Deontay Williams played a pretty solid year. And if we're putting Dicaprio, we're putting Markel Dismuke in movie theater, I feel like you got to put Deontay Williams in movie theater as well.
I could almost lean farm fresh with Deontay Williams, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. But
why is that?
I don't know. I thought
you don't know. It's your job to know.
Fine. I think he was just a really good safety. He was fast. I thought he had some good instinctive plays.
He was third on the team in tackles. Deontay Williams had 51 total tackles. Markel Dismuke had 47 on the season. Honas had 57. JoJo had 58. So, I could get the argument. I feel like overall, there is a little bit of a tier break between the guys that we currently have in the farm fresh side versus the guys that we have in the movie theater. And I feel like I lean Deontay in movie theater. So
that's fine.
All right. Next up, we've got Dedrick is up next. What a guy.
Yeah.
And again, we missed a lot
year.
of football from him this year.
Yeah.
He ended the year on a bang, to say the least. Which one, where do you feel like he would fit the best?
The injury thing is pretty interesting. If we put Stoll and Unsalted, I'd feel that Dedrick would probably be the same. Even though he did have that big game.
You got to put him in store-bought.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because when he was on the field, he was producing, for sure, and converting for us on third down. Like, Stoll didn't really make as many plays on the season.
Well, sure. It's a running back, so it's different, but yeah.
Right. I'm going to lean store-bought for sure as well. So next up, we got Damian Daniels up next on the D line. Man, he's a tough one to rate. I feel like I could go store-bought or Unsalted.
I'd probably lean toward Unsalted.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely, again, flashes. Definitely easily could move up our list next year. He had some really good plays. He wasn't always in the game. He was subbed in, but he made some good plays. I don't think we could put him
I'm
on
okay
the
with
same
either.
plane. Yeah.
That's fine. All right, I'm down with that. And then we got Connor Culp, the man himself, farm fresh, baby. Farm fresh. Even though, he had a few mistakes on the year, but it's, compared to anything we've had ever before in the past 4 years, Connor Culp was a lifesaver for us. And you gotta love it. So Culp played fantastic football basically the whole year.
Big Ten kicker of the year.
Farm fresh. Can we give a corny to special teams?
Is this allowed? I'll give it to him. I'm fine with that.
Oh my goodness!
Bring it out.
The corny.
Give it to him.
Woo! Yeah.
Connor Culp.
Corny.
It was nice having some consistent field goal scoring. We needed it this year. Definitely won us
special
games and helped
teams.
us there.
Corny. Very
Our special
exciting.
teams hasn't really deserved one as of recent, but
no.
Connor Culp, you get the dub.
Yeah, amen. And then up next, Collin Miller. Again, cool guy. He's
really
a leader
nice
for sure
in the interviews.
But man, on the field, it wasn't very good.
We're not rating them as human beings. We're rating them as football players.
And I would vote Iowa Corn, man.
Oh, put him straight there. How many times have we been angry at this guy over the years in our videos?
Yeah.
Just been upset at his play.
Yeah. Not ideal, man. Not ideal.
It's
so
just
slow. Again, he just lacks the athleticism. And there was moments where his football instincts, you're just like, what is that? What angle are you taking there? Dude, this was your guy in the zone. Where are you going? There were some big time question marks for me. And then you see what happens. Reimer comes in and this whole linebacking core, Garrett Nelson comes in and you got JoJo, Will Honas, Garrett Nelson and Reimer all there. And it was just like, oh, this is what we need to see.
Why wasn't this happening earlier in the season?
Yeah. So
yet another captain let me down.
It's unfortunate, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Casey Rogers is up next. Interesting one. Where do you feel about Casey Rogers?
Where'd we put? I'd probably put him in the unsalted popcorn, I guess.
Yeah, probably. He's either an unsalted or store-bought for me. I thought he had a pretty good year, but I feel like I would lean store-bought.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think you're right. I said it, and then I thought again, and then I think store-bought's better.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm down with that. Oh, Bust out the cornies. It's time. We don't gotta say the name. Cam, Taylor Britt, the Farm Fresh, and the Corny Awards once again. Cam Taylor Britt is an all-star, man.
To back cornies.
Back to back. Never before heard of. Never before seen.
Yeah, two. We got two times now. Wan'Dale and Cam.
Wow. Unbelievable. It never happened before, and then bang. Back to back. Insane. Who'd have thought at the same time? But yeah, I mean, again, man, on a serious note, Cam Taylor Britt is an absolute beast. And he's going to get drafted. Thank goodness he's sticking around for another year to play some Husker football. I mean, you know, from the draft boards that didn't even assume that he was going to leave, it seemed like he was going to be like a third-ish round draft pick if he would have left, but maybe higher if a team falls in love with him and we've seen what he could possibly do. I mean, by next season, he could be a first-round draft pick, and he's really, really good, man. And thank goodness he's back. He's got the secondary desperately needed him.
Yeah, he's got the size. He's a ton of fun to play. I mean, we've said it since he was a freshman and we saw him on the field that he had extreme potential, and he's lived up to it and been one of the most exciting players that we've got to see in our time as backseat sports develop and get better.
Literally, it's been exciting, man. And we've seen it from the beginning, too, which is just so fun to see the whole development as well of how well he's played. So next up, another Cam Jurgens. A little bit different than Cam Taylor, a little bit different feel for me. I mean, I don't feel like we got to put him in the Iowa corn.
No, it's just canned.
It's canned. Yeah.
It's not great. I don't love it.
There was so much potential coming into the year off of how we finished last year. We were like, ooh, Cam Jurgens could come out and be legitimately really good.
And then the snaps continued to be bad.
The snapping was beyond a problem, and I think all of you out there noticed that. And just overall, some issues with Cam Jurgens. It got better in the second half of the year. The last 2 or 3 games, it was better. And hopefully that means next year we can see him in the store-bought corn or even the movie theater popcorn sections.
Be fantastic.
And hopefully our offensive line is just an absolute unit. Yeah, but that was not the case this year for Cam Jurgens, and hopefully we can see him improve down the road. So,
agreed.
Caleb Tanner is the next player up here. Kind of hard to rate. I liked how we were using him there, kind of playing some D-end, and I think there's a legitimate chance he changes to D-end by the end of next year, or by the beginning of next season. As I feel like I would lean it's either unsalted or store-bought, right?
Yeah, I feeling store-bought.
Okay, I think so too.
I'm feeling store-bought.
I like the potential he has moving forward as well. So overall, I think that's why he goes in store-bought for sure. So next up, Bryce Benhart is the next up here. And again, showed promise, although after his first game where he played very, very well, then he started to struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably have to put him in the unsalted category here.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's going to be a very solid offensive lineman.
Agreed.
And he's young. And
again, the unsalted aspect of things. We just need that seasoning, and he'll be flying up the leaderboards here.
Exactly. I think that's a solid spot.
Yeah, for sure. Another guy on the O line, Brendan Highmace, is up here, and you gotta put him in the farm fresh, right?
You know, we could put him in the movie theater for opting out. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'll put him in the farm fresh.
On the year, he was fantastic, so reliable as a player, and I mean, the opt-out was a little disappointing, but at the end of the day, it helped get those young guys in there, and so, it is what it is. We won the game anyway, so it worked out. Highmace, farm fresh, definitely played a very good season, and we decided to leave Bo Wilson on the list just because of all the years of play, and he's going in the Iowa corn category.
Yeah. Thank you, Bo Wilson, for making me pull out my hair continually for years watching the tape.
Oh no. Yeah, it's pain. Oh, excuse me. But Ben Stilley is up next. And I think this is a movie theater popcorn type guy, right? He was right on the fringe of farm fresh and movie theater. Yeah. But I was hoping he'd take that next step up this year and legitimately become dominant. But he was by no means dominant. He was just a solid player for Nebraska on the year. So I think movie theater makes the most sense for him. And we got 2 players left here, baby. Austin Allen is second in line. And man, I don't think there's any other place besides farm fresh for him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was basically Wan'Dale's only competition for the Corny Award this year on the offensive side. Maybe him and Highmace.
He's just great all around. Obviously his third down play.
Yeah.
Pretty much won us
Absolutely
that
bonkers.
game. I mean, that was the play of the game. Just insane.
Oh, it was nuts. And so, I mean,
and
I am
blocking,
really
all
excited
of
to
it.
see what he can do next year with how he played and the potential that he has with this offense. He had 18 catches for 236 yards, a touchdown, along with 37 on the season, and a lot more for him coming next year, especially if we can actually effectively throw the ball.
That's the question mark, isn't it?
And our last player, very relevant to that question, is Adrian Martinez.
The spiciest for last, huh?
Here. Very spicy. There's no way he's above unsalted, right? No chance.
No, there's no way.
I mean, it was bad. I mean,
it's
again,
his
the end of
junior
the
year
season,
at this point.
the end of the season was at least marginally better than the beginning. But then you had all the interceptions in the game and against Rutgers, and you're like, what is happening? And,
4 turnovers.
Oh, man. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and put him in the canned corn. We put Luke in the unsalted, so I feel like it's unfair to put Adrian in the Iowa corn, right? But I mean, Luke and Adrian were very debatably similar this year, so realistically, you could put them both in the unsalted.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Luke is that he's more of the definition of unsalted.
Younger and way less games played.
Yeah, and he had less snaps played on the season. And so there's more potential there with him than at this point with Adrian. So it's that's why I lean canned corn with Adrian versus Luke, who, he fits more of the unsalted aspect of the popcorn category there.
Yeah, there's definitely some to be desired. But Adrian now, that's his 3rd year playing football. And
yeah, to finish off with a 4 turnover game like that was pretty disappointing.
And yeah, he was really trying to give that game to Rutgers. But Rutgers said no thank you.
But he cut his sleeves. It helped, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
dude.
I agree. Canned corn, it's fair.
Yeah. Again, for people who out there, some people are going to lose their mind because Luke is higher than Adrian. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, again, it just comes down to what's left for Adrian on the season. You can look at his completion percentage, but come on, guys. We all know where those passes were. They were within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. He was throwing slants. He was throwing screens. He was throwing dump offs. There was nothing special from Adrian besides a few throws to Wan'Dale that were nice, but that's Wan'Dale. You can do it with Wan'Dale. And he was, besides that, it was a struggle bus for both quarterbacks. And
you compare, you compare Adrian Martinez to any quarterback this year in college football. This year, don't go back to 1980s, 70s Nebraska when football's different. Look at this year football. Look at Trask or Fields or Lawrence or even middling guys.
Oh, yeah. Middling. I mean, literally, you can look at all the Big Ten guys.
Yeah, if you compare him to the Big Ten quarterbacks, he looks
Jack
bad.
Plummer looked better. Jack Plummer looked like a fantastic, look at
Petrus.
A Heisman winner. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that's just the disappointing things with the ability to throw the ball. Obviously, both of these guys can run effectively. So far, neither of them have shown the prowess to be able to throw the ball downfield. And Frost is definitely not comfortable throwing the ball downfield with either of them right now. And it's just been tough. So overall, I haven't shown this in a long time. Sorry, everybody who's watching on YouTube. But this is where we're at with our final rankings there. We've got the 7 farm fresh players. We come in with another 5 in the movie theater popcorn. Then at the bottom, we got 3 Iowa corn. We got 5 in the canned corn, and then a lot of guys there in the middle with the store-bought and the unsalted as a whole. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop all your comments down below about where we're right, where we're wrong, which players were too low on, which players were too high on, wherever it might be and whatever it might be at all. Drop them down below, and we'll love to see your opinions there. But as always, guys, I'm Josh. That's Caleb. This has been Backseat Sports, and guys, we will see you next time. We out.